published.
But you mentioned modern life and the Mahakumbh. There are a lot of people of Gen Z especially who say, we can't relate to something like the Mahakumbh. We see pictures on social media and they say, does this still happen in India? Is it something to be proud of?
Something absolutely incredible, because 40 million people, that is the last Mahakumbh's number. This time it may be 55 million probably, I'm sorry, 500, 550 million.
400 million.
Probably, it'll be more. Last time it was 400 million. That many people, which is more population than most countries on the planet except the Chinese probably.
Yeah.
I don't think any other country has that much population. So, all these people coming here, not for asking for a ticket to heaven, not in pursuit of pleasure, not in pursuit of rewards, for liberation. Where else is this possible? This is the grandest civilization.
Yeah.
Because freedom and liberation is not an idea that I'm propounding. It is a natural longing of life. The moment you see something is holding you, you want to break it, isn't it?
Yeah.
When you're not aware, you're going on.
Correct.
But the moment you become aware something is trapping you in your life, something is restricting you in your life, there is a natural longing to break it. If you go on like this, you're seeking mukti. So this land, this civilization is built on this, that human beings are seeking liberation, not pleasures of heaven, not to go and sit in God's lap, not to do this and that, but to become free. This is the greatest thing on the planet, because human beings are seeking their personal liberation in their ultimate liberation, because they've seen through all the limitations sitting in one place. They didn't have to go through all that. They have… Sitting in one place, they saw all the limitations of all the things that human beings do. Right now, people are thinking, I must get educated. After that, they don't know what to do. See, when you're in school, you think you must pass your high school well.
Yeah,
the moment you pass, you're in great ecstasy, you're confused what to do next.
Yeah.
Whether to become a journalist or an engineer, doctor, nonsense, what? All right? Then you get into one college. Then you thought, that is it, I got into your prime college and I made it. But then you realize only getting out is the real thing.
Yeah. That's when life begins.
Yeah. You got out, you got a big qualification. Then you realize it's so horrible qualification and you don't have a job. It goes on, all right? Then marriage, children, this one, that one. On your deathbed, it'll be the same thing. So you want to go through everything and the last minute you want to look at it, it's up to you, all the best. Or you have intelligence to sit here and look at it. All these things happen right now, let's say. You will suddenly realize, it's not enough. You want this much money, you want this much comfort, you want this, everything right now. What will you do next? Something else you want to do, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you want to go beyond limitations, this is the longing. So this longing for mukti finds a constipated expression in the form of ambition, conquest, or simply shopping, whatever you want to call it. All these are wanting to break one limitation and go to another, wanting to go beyond in some way. But these are constipated expressions. Themselves non-stop preoccupied. If they sit in one place and look at it, they can see this. If everything I want happens right now, still nothing has happened to me. Yes or no?
Yeah.
So life is not in the content of your life. Life is in the context and the profoundness of your experience. So this whole effort is for profoundness of experience. What doesn't allow you to experience life in a profound manner is these layers and layers of limitations that you've set for yourself. And these are not limitations set by nature. This is a manifestation of your own mind. This is why we said everything that you're going through is your karma. So people have come to wash some of it.